This is the world we live in. 3 Washington, D.C. officers shot in Northeast D.C. apartment, January 13th, 2025. Don't do this.
Latest on a shooting in the district where police say a man shot 3 officers inside a building in Northeast D.C. this morning before the officers shot and killed the suspect. All unfolding at this building in the 300 block of Florida Avenue, not far from Union Market. We're going to start with News 4's Joseph Olmo, who joins us from outside the hospital with the condition of these officers. Joseph.
Hey, Erika, good morning. Yeah, this was a shootout between 3 Metropolitan Police Department officers, D.C. police officers, and a suspect. You noted that suspect died. We don't have a lot of information about what led up to the shooting. Police officers were called. You mentioned this is a building. I'll be more specific. This is an apartment building in the Union Market area, just down the street from the Trader Joe's and from the metro station there, the Noma Gallaudet metro station, if you're familiar with the area. They were called at around 4:30 this morning. Again, we don't really know what ultimately led to the altercation between the police officers and the suspects. They were trying to arrest this suspect after there were 911 calls saying that the suspect was shooting in the lobby of this apartment complex. So we asked D.C. Police Chief Pamela Smith at a press conference shortly after that shooting how her 3 officers are doing. Here's what she had to say.
Our officers right now are in good condition. They're talking, and when I say good, I do mean that they're stable, in other words, but they are talking. I'm actually headed to the hospital as soon as I leave this press conference. And what I will say is this is yet another reminder of the daily dangers that we face every day in our city and across the U.S. I'm very grateful that our officers were able to get through this particular incident without any further injuries.
Now, of course, the investigation into what really happened this morning is just beginning. What we can tell you is that those 3 officers involved, they have now been placed on administrative leave, which is par for the course in serious situations like these. And just moments before we came on the air, Erika, we got a statement from the D.C. Police Union that represents these officers. I believe we have it here. If we can throw it up on screen, I'll read part of it, saying, quote, "We can confirm that all 3 officers have suffered non-life-threatening injuries and will likely be released within the next 24 hours. Today's incident serves as a stark reminder of the risks associated with an overburdened force. It is of the utmost importance for the safety of the district that city leaders prioritize staffing levels and retention of officers." We have not had a chance to reach back out to D.C. Police to get their reaction to that statement from the union. But what we can tell you is that there are 3 D.C. police officers in the hospital behind me right now recovering, all, as we just heard the chief say, in good condition. They are They are talking after the shootout between a suspect inside of an apartment building early this Monday morning in Union Market. Erika.
All right, our Joseph Olmo standing by there outside the MedStar Hospital. We go to Juliana Valencia at the scene there near Union Market, who's been covering this developing story since this began to unfold. Juliana, we go to you now. What's the very latest there with that active crime scene investigation?
Yeah, still an active scene here, and this is the apartment building that Joseph was talking about, the I-5 building, and that's the lobby where the suspect opened fire. This was about 4:30 this morning, and police arrive, and they say the man goes into the elevator. Eventually, he comes back down, and the officers, they try to take him into custody, and that's when the chief says the suspect fired his gun, and the officer shot back. 3 officers are hit. Another officer gave the suspect first aid, but he died on the scene. And here's what one woman who lives nearby had to say about what happened.
A little shocked, and like the fact that somebody passed away, that makes me scared. I love DC and I want to stay in DC. This will make me question if that's something I want to do if somebody's, dying. And these are like luxury, nice apartments, so that could question if I want to continue to stay in DC.
The I-5 building is one of the more affordable luxury buildings in the area. Part of it is co-living, which means you can rent just your room and not necessarily know your roommate, but share a living space. Another person who lives across the street was leaving her apartment shortly after it happened and got this video of all the police cars lined up. She says it's very common for people to just follow behind someone else and get inside these apartment buildings.
It's really scary because tailgating, it's an issue, I think, in my apartment building and a lot of apartment buildings around here because, you know, at these off hours, like at 5:30, most of the people that work in these buildings, they're temps or they're hired security. They don't really know the residents. And so oftentimes people will come in, and I think for two people to be the, the doorkeepers of like 300, 400 residents and have to know all of them, it's really tough for them and it puts them in a hard position.
Familiar with it. And this morning there was some confusion trying to get around the crime scene. Police had these streets down here blocked off. You know, Noma is such a busy area. You have so many apartment buildings right here. The Noma Metro is down there. And earlier today, Erica, these streets were blocked off past closer to 2nd Street. Now, just a couple of minutes ago, they've reduced the crime scene to just outside of the apartment building, helping traffic finally go through this morning. But again, so many people, they stopped me this morning, Erica, concerned, asking about what happened, and then shocked to hear that a man had opened fire.
A crucial reminder here, help is available if you or anyone you know is a victim of domestic violence. You can call the phone number there on your screen or simply text the word START to 88788.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Please subscribe.